Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I got my coffee, I have my books, so let's hop into this. Alright, so today's video is going to be majority of March TBR slash books that I bought within the last week, but I'm not going to be doing any more book hauls for a while just because I've bought so many books in my opinion, so we're going to be slowing down on those, but just to let you guys know everything that I have in stock in terms of my bookshelf, we're going to go ahead and add these little quick ones in here real quick. But first, let's start with the TBR. Alright, so for March, I have a 4-book plan, hopefully. Almost like one a week. Essentially, though, one of the books I assume is going to take 2 weeks because it's so much denser and longer. And then the other 2, because I've already finished one technically, I'm filming this a week into March. And the other 2 I should finish within 8 weeks to finish both. So to start off, the book that I did already finish is going to be F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. If you guys don't already know, this is my favorite author, favorite book, like in terms of the whole world. But if if I had to pick one that was still living, that would be John Green. So it's kind of a weird thing I have with my favorite authors. But overall, F. Scott Fitzgerald is by far my favorite. I love his writing style, and I just reread this for like the 3rd time, I want to believe, and I'm still picking up things I didn't pick up even when we were forced to like dissect this book to death. But so yeah, I don't think I need to really talk about this too much. This book's a classic, so I assume majority of people know this already. I have his anthology as well that includes 19 short stories and 2 novels. So I will probably be knocking out one of those because this is the only thing that I've read besides one of the short stories, I believe, from F. Scott. So I want to really get fully read on all of his projects. Next is what I'm currently reading right now, which is going to be the Stephen King, The Stand. This is my first Stephen King book. I've previously gotten a 3rd through this prior, but school picked up and I just finished finals, so I'm going to use spring break to really knock this out, so that way all I have to worry about is work and reading, nothing in between. I can fully just relax, curl up, read until 12 or 4 o'clock p.m. one day without getting out of my bed. Just really get immersed in this book, because I feel like that's what you need with his Stephen King books, because they're so dense, you need to fully immerse yourself in them. So I'm super excited to take this on. This is the extended and uncut edition, so I don't know exactly how much it differs from the original because I never read the original, but most people that I've talked to about Stephen King say that this is the book to start with, so I'm very excited. Again, his character building in these that I've seen prior are amazing. I can't even fathom anyone else that comes near him. You get so drawn into all the characters' feelings and emotions that you really feel like you're there and you know these people, and that's the type of author I want to be. I want to be very character based, have my authors fall in love with the characters, build a relationship, and then when the books end, it's just kind of like, yo, what happened to them? So I'm super stoked to read this. I think it's like a apocalyptic type of deal where like a type of virus breaks out, plague, and because it's in various point of views, so I'm assuming it's just how they all correlate or whatnot and figure out how to get through this dying world. 3rd, just as previously mentioned, is my other favorite author, John Green. This is An Abundance of Catherines. I believe now I own all of John Green's books. I have read all of them except this one. So this is the only one that I have not read. So that will definitely need to be taken care of. Essentially the story, I believe, is about a guy who dates a bunch of girls named Catherine. So that sounds like a funny type of story to follow, and the way John Green writes, the story might sound funny and kiddie, but there's always really deep meaning, great symbolism, theme, motifs, and all that. So I'm super excited. Again, any John Green book, I've never been disappointed with anything he's written. I love his writing style. It's so unique, it's so John Green that another aspect that I hope to be one day is just someone to open up a random page and know that that's you, because that's your style, that's the way you write, that's what you're known for. So, An Abundance of Catherines. Lastly, on the TBR for March is going to be Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. Gillian Flynn is kind of making her rounds around booktube really well, I believe. I know a book hoarder just read one of her short stories about, I believe it's ghosts, and it's like a really quick novella. So there's that, and then I guess the one that she's really known for is Gone Girl, which I have not read that either. I just picked this up in Barnes & Noble one day, and just because of the name, and it was like displayed really nicely, so I assumed, oh, this might be an author that is very prominent right now, so let's give it a whirl. This one was the one that really caught my attention out of Gone Girl, the other one, the Ghost one, and this one. I'm assuming there's a couple more, but I wasn't paying attention. This one, for some reason, just caught my attention. It's something that I feel I personally can relate to if it's about what I think it's about. If it's about, you know, dealing with depression and self-harm, because there's a razor. I assume that's what it's about. I could be totally wrong, but I don't want to know. I kind of like diving into books not knowing too much. I used to do that with BookTube and watch all of these book reviews and book talks, even the non-spoilers. And I don't know, I just kind of suppose the experience for me sometimes. So I try not to give away too much when I do my own things. But I mean, if people want to see that, then we can start that too with book talks and book reviews, which I'll probably be doing later this March when I finish a couple of these books up, just because I don't want to do books that I've already read in the past and have to like kind of reread them and make notes. I just want to read a book and have all that emotion just flow and everything that's raw straight out of reading the book and just flow it into the camera. So that's my kind of deal with that. Alright, so next would be, what we're going to do is just run through these, the book haul that I just picked up from the book outlet when they had their little sale 50/50. If you guys don't know what it is, I'll leave a link down below to go to the book outlet. They have great deals. The only thing is you might as well get a lot of books to cover your shipping, because if not, a book might be 99 cents, but your shipping is $5, so it's kind of like, what's the point? So you might as well get like 10 books, so your price outweighs your shipping, so it makes sense. I don't know, that's just me, personally. First one is going to be Still Waters by Ash Parsons. So this book is hardcover. It was like $2. I mean, again, all these books were under $2, so that justifies why I buy them and why I bought them to begin with. This, I believe, follows a young boy who deals with an alcoholic and abusive dad. And then he has a little sister, and he tries to get out one day, and he meets this like in-crowd kid who's like, you know, Mr. Popular, and offers him money to be around him. I assume that Jason is getting used by the rich kid named Michael, I believe, to do certain things that he doesn't want to do, and Michael pays Jason. So essentially it's helping fund his dream of running away from his dad with his little sister. So then he might get caught up in it. Something might go seriously wrong. This one, out of all of them, I believe, maybe there's one more that's coming up next, were my two most anticipated pickups, because I like dealing with like abusiveness and drug abuse and all that. I just feel like it's a very great subject to write about, because it can be so raw, especially if you have personal experience with it. So I just love seeing what authors do with it, and then, you know, maybe like reading up on some backstory of the author if they had any issues with that with friends or family, and just see how they cope with it if writing was their cope. So that's Still Waters. Next is Richard Curdy, Monkey Wars. This one at first caught my attention because of the cover, because it looks gorgeous. I don't know if you guys can see that. I love black and red. This book essentially is one of those almost like 1984 George Orwell type of stories, because it's told in the perspective of monkeys throughout the whole book. And with that, though, it depicts the faults and our inevitable destruction of society in present world. So this is something that sounds really cool. I'll read the back, just like a little, it's not even a blurb, quick little summary. It says, they struck at noon. Monkeys shrieked in confusion as Langer fighters sprang down from the cemetery walls, howling in attacking frenzy as they stormed through the tombs. Fear and panic flashed everywhere, and with screams came the smell of blood. So I assume it's like a whole kingdom. So essentially I assume something goes apeshit and then stuff falls apart, pun intended. Now, so that would be Monkey Wars. So I'm really stoked about that one. Next is E. Lockhart, We Are Liars. I believe this one was like kind of, I remember seeing this cover a while ago. I'm not exactly too sure when. I know that it was a book that in the past I have seen and was like thinking about reading, and then I saw this one on Book Outlet for $1. It looks like a great book. It's blurred by John Green. It's a New York Times bestseller. Let me see here on the inside. We Are Liars. A beautiful and distinguished family, a private island, a brilliant damaged girl, a passionate political boy, a group of 4 friends, the liars, who friendship turns destructive, a revolution, an accident, a secret, lies upon lies, true love, the truth. We Were Liars is a modern, sophisticated suspense novel from National Book Award finalist and Prince Award honoree E. Lockhart. Read it, and if anyone asks how it ends, just lie. So I'm really stoked about this one. This one looks like kind of like the I Know What You Did Last Summer type of thing. So we're going to be reading that soon, hopefully. Next is Shattering Glass by Gail Giles. Essentially, this book, I believe, is about like a nerd in high school who gets the chance to be transformed by one of like the school like jocks or like cool kids, but and then inevitably kind of builds his own persona and takes over. I'm gonna say it's like a modern. I connect stories with other stories, so we're gonna say Star Wars here, and Sith Lord is gonna help Darth Vader, but then Darth Vader overtakes the Sith Lord type of idea. And then there's also a deep dark secret that this kid is holding, and I assume that comes into play very soon with his rise to popularity. Lastly is How to Save a Life by Sarah Czar. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know about this one. How to Save a Life. We're gonna be honest here. I picked this up because I know the song How to Save a Life by The Fray. Other than that, I saw it. It was $1. I needed another book to make myself feel satisfied. So this is the other one that I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. So let's go ahead and read the inside because I don't know what's going on here. Jill McSweeney just wishes everything could go back to normal, but ever since her dad died, she's been isolating herself from her boyfriend, her friends, everyone who wants to support her. And when her mom decides to adopt a baby, it feels like she's somehow trying to replace a lost family member with a new one. Okay? Mandy Kalinovisky understands what it's like to grow up unwanted, to be raised by a mother who never intended to have a child. So when Mandy becomes pregnant, one thing she's sure of is she wants a better life for her baby. It's harder to be sure of herself. Will she ever find someone to care for her too? As their worlds change around them, Jill and Mandy must learn to both let go and hold on, and nothing is as easy or as difficult as it seems. So I assume it's two completely separate stories that intertwine. Maybe they don't even intertwine, they're just two separate stories that might be connected by one small aspect. But yeah, another YA contemporary type of sad feel-good book that I will for sure divulge into and, needless to say, love and read. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one. It seems pretty cool. I mean, I can't complain. I would love to probably get into this book, but yeah. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for right now. I look forward to making new videos on book talks and stuff like that. Like I said, there probably won't be any more book hauls too much, maybe more TBRs, some tags if possible, and so on and so forth. So yeah guys, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you guys think, let me know what you guys want to see, and all that good stuff down below in the comment section. Other than that, I'll see you guys later. Peace.